Hi students, Shahaji Thomre from Solapur. Today I am going to present the important activity of the poem, that is appreciation of the poem, and important thing mentioned in the poem, those are figures of speech. So in this video I am going to cover the figures of speech used in the poem Basketful of Moonlight and appreciation of the poem Basketful of Moonlight. Appreciation is of 5 marks and figures of speech are very important in our comprehension and in our appreciation. So before enjoying this video, I request all of you that you should subscribe my YouTube channel and press bell icon and share and like my videos with maximum students. So, the figures of speech used in the poem Basketful of Moonlight. Students, in the first stanza, O moon, give me moonlight. O moon, give me moonlight. Here, the child addresses to moon. That's why the figure of speech is apostrophe. Figure of speech is apostrophe. Then in stanza number 2, I want to show many small moons of light. Here small words are repeated. That's why the figure of speech is repetition. Why it is repetition? Small word is repeated for more poetic effect. This is also the example of alliteration. I want to show many small moons of light. Here sound is repeated pleasingly for musical effect. That's why its figure of is alliteration. Then the whole village goes to the city daily to work. Figure of speech of this line is synecdoche. Synecdoche means here the whole village symbolizes the part of many villages. The whole village symbolizes the part of many villages, and figure of speech is synecdoche. Then the root is tough and full of snakes and scorpions. Here the figure of speech is alliteration. Why it is alliteration? Alliteration का है? Because snakes yes sound, scorpions मतलब yes sound. So yes sound is repeated for greater musical effects. That's why it is alliteration. Neither bus nor cart plies. This is also the best example of alliteration. Neither or neither. We can pronounce like neither yan and nor madla yan. Yan sound is repeated pleasingly for greater poetic effect or musical effect. Then, O moon, give me a basketful of moonlight. Example of apostrophe. Then, I want to hear many fairy tales and stories from him. I want to hear many fairy tales and I want to hear many fairy tales and stories from him. This is the example of tautology. Why it is tautology? Because tales and story are having the same meaning. एखाद्या सेंटेन्स मध्ये दोन समान अर्थ शब्द आले त्याला म्हणायचं टॉटॉलॉजी. टॉटॉलॉजी. Last stanza, O moon, give me a basket full of moonlight. It's also example of apostrophe. Here, the child addresses to moon. And last two lines, I want to sow seeds of moon on the sides of the path. This is the example of alliteration because sow begins with yes, seeds begins with yes, sides begins with yes. So yes sound is repeated for greater musical effect. That's why the figure of speech is alliteration. So students, in this poem apostrophe, repetition, alliteration, synecdoche, tautology, these figures of speech are used. Now let's move to appreciation of the poem Basketful of Moonlight. In my previous videos I have told you how to write appreciation. 5 points are there: title, poet, rhyme scheme, figure of speech, and theme or central idea. Students, you have to write in full sentence, not a curt answer, short answers. First point, title. The title of the poem is Basketful of Moonlight. Write in full sentence. You will get half mark. Poet. This poem is composed by Indian poet Sunil Sharma. Half mark. Rhyme scheme. There is no rhyme scheme in the poem. It is written in free verse. There is no rhythm, there is no rhyme in the poem. It is a perfect example of free verse. We can write in this way. या पोएम मध्ये रिदम नाही, रायमिंग वर्ड्स नाहीत, राईम नसल्यामुळं मुक्त छंद कविता आहे, फ्री वर्स आहे. Figures of speech. The figures of speech used in this poem are repetition, alliteration, antithesis आहे, hyperbole आहे. आता हायपरबोल एक्झाम्पल आपण जर पाहिलं की द होल विलेज गोज टू सिटी डेली टू वर्क, हे सुद्धा एक्झाम्पल आपण हायपरबोल मध्ये घेऊ शकतो. हायपरबोल की संपूर्ण गाव, म्हणजे विश्वास बसत नाही, त्यामुळं इथं आपण ॲलिट्रेशन आहे, रिपिटेशन आहे, टॉटॉलॉजी आहे, सिनेक्डट आहे. Then last point, it is for 2 marks, theme or central idea. The central idea of the poem is a child's desire to spend more time with his father. His father goes to the city for earning. He comes very late at home. The child goes to the bed by that time, so he cannot meet his father. This poem is about the child's imagination where he thinks his father and other villagers return home early by lighting their path. In this poem, a child requests the moon to give him its moonlight so that his father would return home early and he would listen the stories from him. Problems of the villages are also mentioned in this poem. So this is the theme or central idea of the poem Basketful of Moonlight. So in this video I have covered figures of speech, their explanation and appreciation, all 5 points with explanation. So students, thank you so much.